What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you guys how to put these beautiful tinsels into someone's hair, especially if you're a beginner. So we've got two options. The first option is we're going to be using the bead method, okay? I use this tool. It's kind of like a loopy where you kind of pull through the hair. And then this is the tinsel. I use 2 strands, a clip, and then these are the beads that we're going to be working with, okay? And last but not least, some pliers to really clip in that bead onto the hair. And so you're going to see this is the bead. I'm going to put it through the little loopy tool that I was telling you guys about. Then we're going to go ahead and use the tinsel, clip it onto someone's hair, get a small little strand just like so. And we're going to get that tool and open it up and put the hair and the tinsel together. And then we're gonna slide in that bead just like so, how I'm showing you guys. Slide it through both the hair and the tinsel. And then I kind of slide it upwards, and then I'm gonna pinch it with my pliers, okay? And that way it's gonna be secure, and that hair and tinsel is, I should probably say the bead is not gonna go anywhere, okay? Because that bead is holding the hair and the tinsel together really nice and tight. This is how to remove the bead if you guys don't want it anymore. You're gonna use the pliers and you're gonna pinch at the very ends of both sides. And then just pinch just a little bit and it will just slide right off. And there you have it. That was option number 1. Now moving on to option 2 is going to be similar to the last time. We're going to be using 2 tinsels again. And then instead of the last tool, we're going to be using a crochet hook, but it's a little bit smaller than the normal crochet hooks. And then we will also be using our clip, just like last time. And I'm gonna get a section. This is my sister. She was so sweet to be my model. And then I got the little tinsel. I clipped it on. And then we're gonna get another small little section of hair. Grab that, and then with the tinsel, you're gonna use that crochet hook, hook it on, and you're gonna spin 3 times. And then you're gonna pull it through nice and slow, through that crochet hook, past that little like a hook. You see that little tiny hook I'm using my finger with? You're gonna hook the rest of that strand, and then you're gonna pull it through just like so, nice and slow. And this is gonna really secure that tinsel on the hair. And there we have it. We had made a knot on her hair with the tinsel. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little trim to match it with her hair. You wanna make sure you cut it in a way it's a little bit longer than the actual person's hair so we don't do any damage. So same thing again, we get a small piece of hair, you're gonna spin it around with the tinsel, pull it through that crochet hook just like so. And then we're gonna hook the rest of that remaining hair and tinsel and pull it through just like so. And then you can just kind of tug on it so that way it's nice and secure. Guys, I do want to mention that with this type of method, it does last a very long time. In fact, I kind of found it pretty difficult to take these out, considering we are putting like little knots on someone's hair with the tinsel. So if you are looking for something more like permanent and will last longer, this is something for you. But I will suggest the other one is much more easier to take out, as I showed you in the first clip. I did it like 3 times on her side with the silver tinsel, and then you just flip the remaining hair away so it's not like so predominantly that tinsel showing. I also did tinsel on the other side of her hair, but not with the silver. I did white tinsel, and I'll show you guys too how that looks like. But I did want to show you guys what will happen if you decide to straighten your hair or use hot tools with the tinsels. So I ended up straightening that silver tinsel with my sister's hair, and it was pretty good. There was no issues. You want to also make sure it's not super burning hot. So I did the same thing with this white tinsel. The only thing with the white tinsel, you can see how it's kind of curling up. And I do think some of the tinsels, depending on the colors, they will react differently with heat. But you can see with the silver tinsel, it isn't curling up the way it was curling with the white tinsel. So I will say, just be careful when using hot tools. Keep in mind it could be possible, depending on the color and the you know, where you buy your tinsels from, it could possibly curl up. But yeah, guys, I hope you found this video super helpful. If you can give a like and subscribe to this small little channel that is growing. I'm trying to be more consistent, and let me know what you guys would want to see next on this YouTube channel. All right, bye guys.